All right, y'all. Welcome to our Are You Killing It podcast, Peak Performance Partners. Here's some highlights from tonight's event.
All right.
All right.
Perfect.
Yo, we are back, and I am super excited. You've got
Patrick.
Ricky.
And
No.
Kevin.
He's
doesn't
got his
know who
name
he is.
tag on. He doesn't know his
I
name.
forgot who I was. And our star.
Absolute pleasure to introduce
What's up, everybody?
Lester Lumbad, President and CEO of the Veterans, Southern Nevada Veterans Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, get that
Yeah.
right.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Lester, we're so excited. You had your event this weekend. The Vet
this past
Fest.
Saturday. Yep, Vet Fest. The very first Vet Fest that we've thrown went phenomenally well. Thanks to folks like you guys. You guys showed up, brought a lot to the event, and there was a lot of people there that had a great time. So we're happy with it.
Yeah, tell us about. I mean, how many tents, how many companies were there participating?
In the end, we ended up with about 40, just maybe 39, 40 canopies as representing different veteran-owned businesses, military spouse-owned businesses, and also veteran supporter businesses around the community. Several veteran nonprofits that were promoting their mission in the community, and it was great. It was a really laid-back vibe. We had reggae music, we had food trucks and
out of sight.
games, all kinds of good stuff. So everyone
Yeah, there were so many people that we saw that were making comments like, "Man, I didn't know all these services were available."
Yeah.
yeah.
And is that kind of the vision and the mission of the Veterans Chamber?
Yeah. That's really what we were aiming for, and I all of it started from how I didn't know about a lot of those resources and the different programming that's available, and you can't use what you don't know about. If you're not aware of things that are existing there for you, then you can't use them, obviously. So that's a big focus for the chamber, is that we want to do all the things that we're tasked to do as far as promoting small business, supporting small business. But at the end of the day, it's about supporting the veteran community, and that comes through collaboration, promoting collaboration through all the different resources that are out there.
I got to tell you, that event was so well organized. And you were so cool throughout that whole event. I was just like, this guy organized this successful event, and you weren't running around with your head cut off.
I'm glad it looked that way. I was, but no, there was a lot of preparation that went into it, and I can't take credit for all that preparation. There was a lot of people involved in that. We have an amazing event planner, Debbie Crooks. And, we wanna
Deb
give
is
her a
awesome.
shout out.
She's out of sight.
She put in a ton of work.
Yeah.
Right alongside with me and the rest of our leadership team to put that together.
What was your goal? The main goal that you had with putting that event together?
The main goal was to just kind of create an environment where we can promote, what we were just talking about, promoting the different resources and programs in the community, but doing so in a laid back environment where people feel comfortable approaching these organizations, and those organizations can then grow engagement in a setting where, again, like people are just listening to reggae music, they're eating shave ice, and they're, playing cornhole and drinking beer. We had a beer garden there. That was amazing.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah. So we were just trying to create a relaxed environment for people to enjoy, and then also learn about veteran resources, veteran businesses, military spouse businesses, and, everything else. So.
Nice. And if you don't mind, kind of why vets? Why veterans? And if you don't mind kind of telling your story, you kind of
Yeah. So I'm an Air Force veteran, so is my wife.
Thank you for your service.
But I want to go back farther. Tell us about your dad.
Yeah, so all of it starts with my dad, actually. So he joined the U.S. Navy back in 1973 from the Philippines.
Wow.
Out in Subic Bay, which is a naval station that was out in Luzon in northern Philippines. That's how he came to the U.S. Was by joining the Navy. It turned that initial opportunity of coming to the United States into a 24-year career in the U.S. Navy. Wow. Retired as a Master Chief. That's the highest enlisted rank that you can reach as an enlisted person. Which I'm very proud to tell that story. And then a year after he retired, I joined the Air Force and went active duty myself. Yeah, so like opportunities like that, and then a few years later, as I was separating from the Air Force, my wife was actually in the process of applying for medical school. She ended up getting accepted into a program out in Bethesda, Maryland, which was a joint military program. She ended up joining the Air Force for the purpose of pursuing medical school. So she was able to become a physician, a licensed doctor, through those opportunities that are presented from the military. So
Yeah.
all those things that benefited our family over decades.
Yeah.
Like this is just a small way, for us to provide something back.
It's so amazing.
It is amazing.
It's, I think a lot of people, they don't realize the sacrifice, right, that the military makes for our freedom. And I think you're just bringing that to light and pushing it up to the front.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that you did that.
Yeah,
And that event was awesome.
I truly appreciate that.
Who was the sponsor? Who was the main sponsor for that event?
Yeah, so our main sponsor, we want to shout out Five Fruits Enterprises. They
We
they made
interviewed
all
them.
of it. Yeah, I know that you guys were talking to them, and that's awesome. Like those guys deserve all the
Got some
praise in the
passion.
world for.
There was some passion flowing there.
Yeah, there's some passionate guys. They're they're great at what they do in their own industry, but aside from that, just supporting us in the community and just a lot of the different things that they're trying to do. Like they're great partners to have. We're proud to have put that on with them. It wouldn't
And
have
we
been
were there
possible
at
without them.
downtown Summerlin. They were also
Yeah.
one of your.
Yeah, the Howard Hughes Corporation. They, specifically the downtown Summerlin team. Shout out to them. They, they were with us every step of the way. As far as the event planning process, all the details of the event. They're experts at that, and
Yeah.
they walked us through all the details of it. So it wasn't been possible without them either.
Nice.
All right, so give us a date. So has it been a year?
No, we'll reach our 1 year anniversary on November 11th.
All right, so we met you, 11 months ago, right? You started from nothing. And then you've gotten, besides the veterans with their businesses, you've got corporate sponsors. I know we talked to Envy.
Envy Energy.
Energy Envy was there. Employee Envy was also there. What other sponsors do you have besides ADP, and who else do you have with?
Yeah, we have some great sponsors, ADP, NV Energy. Those are two of our more recognizable sponsors. Aligned Mortgage, which is a veteran-owned lending firm based out of San Antonio, Texas. But they're growing their brand here in Vegas. They're one of our platinum sponsors as well, Winans Investments.
And Winans.
Based out of, shout out to Ken Winans. He's an amazing friend as well.
Yeah.
Based out of San Francisco, but also expanding here in Las Vegas, and a lot of great companies. Total Promotion Company, Brandon Mills, is based out of here in Las
Yep.
Vegas.
So we know Brandon well.
Yeah, Army veteran, entrepreneur here in Las Vegas. So, yeah,
Lives
just a
in
lot of
Boulder
great
City.
people.
Let's go. Shout out to Boulder
right.
City.
Oh Lord, have
That's
mercy.
right.
go.
Boulder City, stand up.
So how many members do you currently have?
Right now, we're sitting at about 140 businesses.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's events like Saturday at the Vet Fest. It's just been growing that much more engagement with all the businesses. Again, whether they're veteran owned or not, non-veteran owned businesses. I feel really good about the way that we're creating outlets for non-veteran owned businesses to connect with the veteran community and provide support. So that's been an important piece too.
And what's your goal? Let's say a year from now, 2 years. Where would you like to? How big would you like to grow to?
The goal for 2023, the end of 2023 is 500 businesses.
Wow.
And do you have a strategic plan for that?
I'm working on that with Peak Performance Partners.
I was just going to ask. Tonight we had our event.
Another
Yeah.
platinum
Yes.
sponsor.
Yeah,
that's you guys.
tonight we talked. We had some speakers, right? We had a panel about strategic planning, and what were some of the takeaways you got from tonight's panel?
Oh man, yeah, that was a great panel. To be able to put things in perspective, to where you make things measurable, and you're able to analyze the status of your current business and where you want it to be, how you're going to get there.
Yeah,
And having a strategic plan to make that happen. And also having a coach and someone to advise you along that process to give you that outside perspective is super important.
Yeah, it's weird, right? You have a coach throughout your, if you're playing any kind of athletics, you have a coach all along, and then all of a sudden you get out into life, and it's like, all right, you're on your own.
right.
Apparently,
Yeah.
you know everything. Go.
Yeah, you got to. You no longer need to get on the baseline.
Yeah, it was a great panel. I learned a lot tonight from being here.
Nice.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, no, we loved it. So, Kevin, I think we're ready for the next segment.
This segment we called "What the hell were you thinking
It's starting a
when you
business.
started that chamber?"
Oh man. When it started, I was really looking for resources for myself.
Yeah.
Because,
Wow.
because I moved here with my family. Probably about a little over 5 years ago now, and I had to take a completely different direction, career-wise. For myself. I used to work at Raytheon out in Washington D.C. before we moved overseas, and top secret clearance that expired coming out here. So anyway, came out here and
What did you work on?
Yeah, tell us what you work. Just whisper.
oh,
You
man.
can't. You have
Yeah,
Raytheon.
I'll have to
We
keep
know
that
about
quiet.
Raytheon from Arizona. Top secret.
You can
Right.
Yeah.
what you worked on.
We won't tell anybody.
This is right here.
You hear that, folks?
It's just us here.
Stealth.
So hey, one of the highlights too in your festival was, and your daughter sang.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, that was
she did
incredible.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
here's highlights from that.
Dude,
Oh,
it
man,
was
yeah.
And I also say Rob Novotny did.
He did. He
Rob
did.
brought
Yeah.
it.
I'm excited about all of it. My daughter did an amazing job. Rob, shout out to Rob Novotny, amazing guy, amazing friend in the community.
Yep.
Rob, thank you.
And Chris
Appreciate you,
Crooks.
man. Chris Crooks.
Chris,
Ariel
what's
up,
Crooks,
buddy?
Kevin
Chris.
Crooks.
So,
You're
Thank
supposed
you
to be
guys.
here
Yeah,
tonight.
DJ Anderson, thank you. Appreciate you.
All right.
But my daughter, that was
tore it
a
up,
huge
dude.
highlight.
Yeah, that
for
was
our whole
huge.
family for sure. Like that was something that's going to stay with us for years.
Yeah, that's
And it was great,
awesome.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it was a priceless memory for sure. She put in a lot of prep time for that. Proud of that.
I'll get closer. All right.
Ricky, we can't hear
he
you.
likes to
Normally
whisper.
we can hear you anytime,
Yeah.
but we can't hear you right now.
Yeah, we hear him before we see him. We get him out here. and
I
he
know,
can't
that's
get
all
to the
right.
You
top.
hear me laughing. I want to share something with everybody, and I brag about this story a lot. But the very first time I ever met Lester, all right, I was at a social registry event,
Yeah.
and it was at the Cosmo. And the only reason I went to the Cosmo and I actually went to the event is because Sharon's always like, I want to go to that place. I finally had an excuse to go. I was like,
You're all, let's go. I'm
was a
going to
nice
take you on a
place.
date.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
It was a really
networking
nice
event.
place.
Oh, I took her on a date and a networking event broke out.
that's exactly what it was. I was like,
She's like, another one. Ricky."
I had no idea this was happening tonight, honey. But as we were there was a few people that I met that really wowed me, and it was Lester. And
Yeah, I
was
remember
like,
you coming back
I
from
remember
that.
you came
this
back
guy.
crying about it.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Just tears of happiness, of sheer excitement. I was like, this guy is going to make a huge
Impact. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You did say
And I
it.
was like, dude, this guy, and I'm like, you see, he might be small right now. He has a huge heart, and he's gonna make
Yeah.
moves. And his
Yeah, you
heart
saw
for
his vision.
the community. Yeah, I saw it. I drank his Kool-Aid. I was like, dude, this is amazing.
Let's go.
And
Right,
I will
I wanna
say,
be part of
man,
that.
you guys, you, all three of you guys have been huge supporters from the beginning.
From the get go,
Everything that-
dude. You
everything that's been
tonight.
developed.
You remember? You reminded me. We had coffee, right?
Yep.
We sat there in the coffee shop and we spoke just before you, Ricky. And
No.
and he was like, and I said,
I
so
was
what,
first.
so what do you want to do? I go, so what do you want to do? He's like, you're like, I'm gonna start this chamber. I said, how are you gonna get that going? You're like, I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out.
I invited you to that meeting, Kevin.
These guys are the credit mongrels.
Lester will tell you we met first.
That was awesome. So what have you found has been the biggest challenge, and what would you say to the biggest challenge you've seen in starting something from scratch? What would you say is so far has been the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge so far was really getting support from the right people, the right groups, the right organizations. But once we got the messaging down pat,
Okay.
and being able to clearly communicate that, then it was easy.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it was easy, but it was manageable, right? Like I was able to get that message out, and people, whether it was individual relationships of getting buy-in from the people that I needed their help from,
Yep.
or if it was from even monetary sponsors in the community that gave us the resources that we need to move forward, it was all the same. It was just kind of showing why this was important, why this type of thing doesn't even it doesn't currently exist before we did it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think a lot of people bought into that innovation piece too. You
Yeah.
know, like how different it was, how we could separate ourselves from what other people were doing, but we were separating ourselves through collaboration. So it's really we're doing things differently, but at the same time we're not, because we're not reinventing the things that other people are already doing. We're just trying to highlight and raise visibility to things that
smart.
are already there.
Imagine that working together, right?
It's powerful.
Novel idea, right?
Yeah.
Partnerships. Hey, well, Lester, we appreciate the heck out of you. We
Yeah.
think the
Guys.
world of you and your organization and what you're doing. You're making a huge impact, and that's what it's all about.
Thank you. Appreciate
Tonight
you
was
guys.
awesome. Want to say special thank you to our guest speakers tonight: Rick Casmus, Oksana, Alicia. We are just so grateful for you and to you, and thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
And we couldn't have done this without you. So thank you again for.
And we like to end it like we started.
That's exactly right, buddy.
Lester.
Are you killing it? Are you killing it?
I'm killing it.
Killing it.
I'm feeling like you guys are killing it. You guys are helping me kill it.
All right. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.